So here's the question by Devin Olson. In university, my friend wanted to bring a sign to the CTC with a sign like young kids have asking for sticks, but specifically for B. Ryan's elbow pad. It's a ridiculous ask, but also sort of hilarious. We need the our 6-year debate settled at some point. Would he have given an elbow pad at any point to a fan?
No. Only because I was so particular about I wasn't particular about gear. I just had pads that I wore for most of my career. My elbow pads by the end were falling apart. So I might have gone and gotten you a new Jofa from the back, but it wasn't coming from my elbow. I liked my stuff, and I was very particular about it. So no, that would have been. I'll give you 5 sticks before I give you an elbow pad. That's for sure.
What's the weirdest thing that you've ever, and this is for both of you, have been asked to autograph?
I got to jump in because nothing is going to beat this. Somebody asked me to sign a goat in Anaheim. Came to a, swear to, I mean, shows up at I was doing a thing for Sherwood. They flew out for a couple of days and I was doing a signing. I was part of it at whatever the equivalent of is Pro Hockey Life. And this lady shows up with a goat. And I see it like 10 people back, and I'm like, what in the hell is going to happen when she gets up here? And she said the goat's name's whatever it was, but he reminds me of you. And on the side of the goat was his mark, like any other animal's markings. The number 9 was in the marking. And it was very, very a blatant number 9. You could actually see it. And I thought, what a cool thing. She brought this to show. What do you have to sign? And she's like, I want you to sign it, but not. I want you to sign my goat, but I don't want you to put the number. I just want you to tie itself into this number. And I was like, I've signed a lot of weird things and some unmentionables, but I'm not signing a goat. I was like, I can't do it. Give me your contact. I was like, by the way, what do you do with the goat? Is it in your backyard? She's like, no, they're like my pets. I have 2 goats. They run the house. I was like, pardon? So this lady had goats in her house all the time. And I remember thinking, when I left there, I was like, I don't think it gets weirder than that. That's never going to happen again. So that's my story on that one.
So she said it reminded did you kind of look like the goat? Like, did she get into detail? Like why the goat reminded?
Greatest of all time.
It was just right. It was just the goat reminded me of because of the number. I was wearing number 9 at the time in Anaheim. Right? So okay. Like I got him. And she's like, bit of a super fan.
Why?
Because there's some people
sign it.
I was like, I'm not doing this. Somebody takes a picture of this and PETA calls. Not a chance. Take the goat for a walk.
Bobby Ryan's out branding goats.
Right?
You know what? I can't follow that. I can't follow that up. Like, what else? That's an all timer right there. Your goat. Yeah. Like whatever, people body parts stuff. People ask you to sign stuff. I think someone asked me to sign their baby once. Can you sign my baby?
Yep.
Yep. I've had that before. I always found that weird. You know what else is weird? When somebody, when you're at a thing and they're like, pull like a little crumpled piece. Can you sign this? Well, you're just gonna throw this away like in 2 weeks. So it's like this people piece of paper. But what a story.
I remember playing with Nick Bonino, and the girl came up to him, older lady, and she said, would you mind signing my forearm? And he's like, God, as soon as that happens, you're like, come on, right? And then when kids ask you to sign their arm, you're like, where are the parents at? Did they get permission? Or the sole of the shoe? But this lady said to Bonino, would you sign my arm, but can you make it really, really neat and not just a scribble? And Nick's like, yeah, sure, I guess. Comes back 2 weeks later and shows him the tattoo from the tracing on his arm, and he just goes, "Oh!" He goes, "I'm a third liner, and she got my name tattooed on her arm." And he's like, "Now I gotta be nice to her. I gotta be nice to her forever."